could start from the beginning of how Sing got started. You have the seed of an idea, and then how does that actually get actuated into an app? And so for us as Smule, we have what we call the green light gate process. And so the green light gate process, there's like just multiple gate checks as you get to the final product that you see in the App Store. So to get to the first gate, there's an initial idea concept, which is called concepting, and then prototyping. And because a lot of it is that you really want to first, you don't want to necessarily worry about the business model, how people purchase, you just want to worry about the core mechanic first. And you need to do a lot of rapid iterations on the prototyping to see if that's something that will work, or concepting. Maybe it's just an idea, you're just fleshing out, well, what if it did this? Okay, now do a quick prototype or mock of it to see what it is. And then a lot of talking, a lot of really just going through it again and again. So for Sing, getting to that initial phase, we sort of start off with, what do we want to do? We want to do something with singing, because singing is the instrument we are all born with. Everybody has it. You had to buy a guitar, get a piano, but we all have our voice, which is an instrument. We're all born with it. So really wanted to say, okay, we want to do singing. And at that point, it's like, okay, we want to do a social singing experience. Now, kind of go off. And so we had several different concepts initially. We started off with a tagline, singing with friends. Then we started going off, and it's really just a lot of riffing. Okay, what if singing, we wanted to see, can we do something different? What if singing is team sport? So we went down through that aspect of it. The other thing for us, for Smule, which has maybe different, is that we have very strong audio technology. So obviously it's like, when you're thinking of these ideas and concepting, it's like, how are you going to leverage how should we leverage our strength? Don't want to go. And so really, what are we putting in that's the audio technology, the audio magic? So really also thinking, can we innovate some mechanic on top of it? So we were thinking a lot about how to do mashups. So there's a lot of audio prototyping and mashups of different people, and just build really quick prototypes of various things. And so there was definitely a phase of that. And then the artifact that we get through to get to that gate review, which is sort of with a green light committee. For the first gate, you don't want it to be too heavyweight because there's no way it could be done. So what we wanted was, can you have the key screens of the app, a quick mock, and explain what is the concept? So really we landed on 3 main screens that showed the feature of the app, and then said, okay, this is what we would like to proceed with. And then we had a quick demo. So usually for us, for sure, because we're an audio company, it's really, you kind of should do a quick demo that shows sound, because you can't show it in screenshots, right? So we had a quick demo of a mashup experience that we had, and went through it, and then had a very quick, also very quick assessment of who we want to target, very broad, like what is the market we want to reach, a quick competitive analysis of that. So that was our gate 1. And the criteria for us is if it passes, we get another set of time to now build that idea and get that first playable loop. If it doesn't pass, there's a couple options. One, okay, well, it's a good idea, maybe it's not the right time, we put it on the shelf, we'll pick it up later. Or, it has promise, go back, try more prototyping, so it goes back in the concepting prototype stage. Or the third, which is like, just perhaps it's not in the right direction. So same as shelving, but maybe we might not pick it up again. And so that's the deliverable and that was one of the slides that I showed you. And when it passes, then we go, okay, now we have a small team. And then what is the first playable loop? Now we actually want to build almost an end-to-end experience from launching to, it doesn't have to be full, but the first playable loop, that is the one thing that all the users, that's your heart of your app. Like you could wrap a bunch of stuff. The heart of your app, what is a user doing that first loop, and build that. So that second gate deliverable is supposed to be more refined and show that, is that first playable loop compelling? And that actually, the deliverable there is a very raw prototype. For us, it's actually a quick prototype. And again, narrow down to the key screens, maybe refine the UI, UX a little bit. Probably still very low fidelity mocks, maybe sometimes medium fidelity. and sort of the direction we want to go. Now, if it passes that gate, for us, what that means, the next gate is it actually goes into a prototype development process, of which, because the ask that we go to for that gate is, okay, we believe this will work. This is the team that we'll need. We'll need 2 client dev engineers. We need a full-time designer. Here's a product owner, and we're gonna, here's our rough time frame that we think we could get to a V1 or V0. It might be 2 months from now, and so a very rough schedule. So that's part of the deliverable at that gate, the prototype of that first playable loop, a very rough straw man's plan of the team and resources needed, and the very rough straw man schedule. So we're not resourcing a 6 months to a year project. It just depends, right? But we say, okay, I think it might take us 2 to 3 months, and here's the milestones for what we want for each of it. And if it passes, and then it gets resourced, and then we plan the resource in the overall company product plan, that team then now goes through and runs through our normal product development process of agile sprint cycles. If it doesn't, again, the outcome could be shelve it. That was good, but now it's not the right time. We got a lot, or it's not, or the outcome might be promising, but this playable loop, this first loop needs some work. We're not confident in resourcing and staffing a full-on product team on it. Go back, spend some more time on it. So you also could see the resource. Initially, the concept might be just 1 person, brainstorming, bouncing idea off people. The second one might be 1 or 2 people to get to that first playable loop. And then the third is, okay, our product team, which includes design, PM, engineering, usually.